Hey guys, this is Coach Alyssa from Isabella Fitness, and I'm going to take you guys through a workout today. Alright, our workout today is going to be an EMOM, which means we're going to work every minute on the minute. Alright, for today's workout, we have lunges, we have mountain climbers, and we have a plank hold. Alright, so we'll do each one for 30 seconds. We'll do a 30-second rest. Do the next movement, work 30 seconds, 30-second rest. So really we're just doing as many as possible during that 30 seconds, and then we're getting that 30-second rest before the next one. All right, so lunges, that's gonna be our skill today. So I really wanna go into depth on what we're doing with lunges. All right, so for our lunge, when we're doing these, we want to come down. You can either do forward or reverse lunge. I'm going to show you the forward lunge today. All right, so you're going to bring your foot forward. All right, what we want is when we come down into our lunge to stay with our hip over our knee. All right, so in the back, our hip should be over our knee. In the front, our knee should be over our ankle. All right, we want to keep everything nice and stacked. Some things that we don't want to do in the lunge position. We don't want to come in too tight. Right? Our front foot being too close to our knee, that's gonna cause this heel to come up. We're gonna put way too much pressure on our knee here. All right, then we also don't wanna be overstretched. We don't wanna come out so far that we're overstretching this muscle here and overdoing it in that lunge stretch. Again, we wanna be nice and stacked in both areas. All right, so find this nice middle ground here. All right, so what a couple of lunges together is going to look like, we're going to alternate legs. And in the front, to make sure that we know that we haven't taken too big of a step or too small of a step, like I said, it should be stacked here. We don't want to see this knee coming too far forward. All right, reverse lunge would just be the opposite, taking a step back, coming forward, another step back, and coming forward. All right, so for our lunges today, that's how we're going to do them. We want to make sure we keep our chest nice and high, and that when we're coming down, we're not letting that chest fall. We want to keep it nice and high and tall, and I think the best way to go about doing that is keeping our eyes nice and high. A good thing to do would be to pick an area on the wall and just keep our eyes looking at that while we're doing these, keeping our eyes nice and high. All right, say for any reason this lunge feels tough, and maybe we're getting through a couple of sets and it feels tough to come back up. If we need to, we can have our hand on a chair, something close by, or just having our hand up against the wall. One, for balance, because a lot of times lunges include a little bit of balance, but also for strength purposes. All right, so if we need to, we can come down and then push off of that chair a little bit to help us come back up. All right, but if we don't need that and we're feeling comfortable here, we can stay right here with our lunges. All righty? All right, so that's our lunge. Next thing I'd like to talk about is our plank hold, because our mountain climber is going to be in that high plank hold, right? So we'll touch on those two together. All right, so for this one, we're going to come down to the floor. All right, I want to stay nice and stacked down here. All right, shoulder is going to be over our wrist in the top. We're going to stay nice and stacked, long arms. Hips are going to come up. Now this is our high plank hold. This is the hold I'm going to have us hold today. All right, so we're nice and high. We're staying stacked. Back's nice and flat. We're not letting that back come down, right? So we're not letting it hang. And we're also not pushing our hips up to the sky into a downward dog. We want to stay right here. All right, keeping everything in our core nice and tight, thinking about bringing our chest and our belly button together, and that'll keep us tight there. All right, so that's our plank hold. And then for our mountain climbers, we're gonna be in that high plank hold again. And we're gonna drive one knee at a time into our chest. All right, so that's going to be our mountain climbers, right? So those are our 3 movements today, our plank hold, our lunge, and our mountain climber. We're gonna start with lunges, move on to mountain climbers, and then our 3rd minute will be that plank hold. All right, we're working only for 30 seconds. So when we start the workout, you really wanna work hard during that time, knowing that we'll get that designated rest. All right, so I'm gonna start us the clock. For this one, we are gonna do a 15-minute EMOM, all right, so every minute on the minute. All right, so we're gonna get through each movement a couple of times. All right, starting in 3, 2, 1. Starting with lunges. All right, and we're always going to be alternating legs here. Another thing I haven't spoken about with these lunges yet, full range of motion. I'd like to see us bringing our knee all the way down to the floor and coming back up. And that's 30 seconds, so I'll rest for 30. With those lunges, you don't want to smack your knee into the floor. You want to come down nice and gently, tap and come back up. If you have, say, a blanket or a yoga mat or something to put down, or you're on a rug, that would be preferable, just to keep our knees from really smacking it, coming down nice and light, something to cushion our knees a little bit. All right, in a few seconds, I'm gonna be up in mountain climbers. 3, 2, and 1. Just getting as many as possible here. And that is 30 seconds. All right, so during this rest period, you can grab some water, you can stretch out a little bit, just prepping to get into that next movement. All right, between the mountain climber and the plank hold, it's pretty easy. We can just stay down here on the mat and get ready to go into that hold. All right, so this will be my 3rd minute, hitting that plank hold in 3, 2, 1. My goal here to remain nice and stacked, back nice and flat the whole time. And rest. So that would be 30 seconds. All right, so 3 minutes will get us through our 3 movements. So I'm gonna start back up on my next movement in the lunges, just getting as many as possible. During that first round, it would be best to count how many you get on each movement. That way, in the subsequent rounds when we're getting tired, we have that number to aim for. All right, so I'm gonna get ready for those lunges. Move up our mat a little bit. In 3, 2, 1. Good, and that is 30 seconds. All right, got about 10 seconds, then I'm up in that mountain climber again. Really drive those knees into your chest. Very quickly, one into the next. And that is 30 seconds. Whew. So I counted my reps on that one, got to about 53. Each time the leg comes up, you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 for 1, just to keep track of how many we're getting on those. All right, I'm gonna take a breather and I'm going right up into that plank hold. In 3, 2, 1. And rest. So for these ones, obviously we can't count reps, but we can just try to maintain that whole 30 seconds. If, say, you can't stay up for the full 30 seconds, what I would have you do is just come down for a second, shake it out, get right back up as soon as you can. All right, so for that one, we're not trying to count any reps on that one, we're just trying to hold. All right, I'm gonna get ready to get right back into my lunges here in 3, 2, 1. This will be the third round. Good, so I ended up getting 14 on that one. As the rounds go by, that number may start to go down a little bit. Our goal should be to just try and stay as close to that number as possible, but as we get tired and fatigued, that number can go down. All right. All right, this is gonna be a third set of mountain climbers. In 3, 2, 1. I was able to hit exactly that same number again, 53. So that was a good set of mountain climbers, trying to keep to that number. If I can, I will try to keep that number for the whole workout today. All right, 10 seconds, about to come up into that plank hold. In 3, 2, and 1. And rest. For this one especially, you're going to, for the whole workout, you're gonna want a running clock so you can use your phone. If you have a clock, you can watch the hand move. Just making sure that we're able to see the minute and the 30 seconds, especially for when we're doing that plank hold. All right, just to keep track of our time. All right, going right up into my next round of lunges in 3, 2, 1. As we get fatigued, you may think that, it's okay for our form to change. We want to try to keep good form the whole time, even if that means slowing down a little bit. It's better to have good looking reps and less of them than to have more that don't look so good. And that's gonna get me to the end of my lunges here. All right. Coming up on the 10-minute mark, getting ready for that next set of mountain climbers. Definitely starting to feel it in my shoulders from staying staying right over my wrist here, staying up in that high plank hold. Staying consistent with those mountain climbers would definitely be great, but they are very taxing. It's a lot of cardio. And definitely still stacked on our shoulders, so we might be feeling them a little bit. 10 seconds, and then going right up into that plank hold. Three, two, one. And rest. So, coming up onto the last round, we're doing one more of each. All right, let's see if we can get the most amount of reps on this one. This is where we really wanna pick up the pace and push ourselves, especially knowing we're still getting those 30 seconds of work, 30 seconds of rest. So really, we've got 90 seconds of work left. 3, 2, 1, last set of lunges. And that is 30 seconds. Whew. We should be nice and warm. You should be feeling really good, very mobile during our lunges. Got about 10 seconds. Then last time doing our mountain climbers, this one we can definitely push it on. 3, 2, 1. Because I pushed it on that set, I got up to 60, got 7 more than my last couple of sets. This is the time to do it because we'll have time to rest once the workout is over. All right, and again, during these rest periods, you could be getting a sip of water, stretching out. This is gonna be our last 30 seconds coming up. Last one, plank hold in 3, 2, 1. and that is 30 seconds. Whew. All right, so then this last 30 seconds until our 15-minute mark is just our last designated rest, right? But we are done with the workout. Thank you so much for joining me, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.